Do you want me to start? Okay. Um, Rocky got in touch with me. I play or had played with a band, Brewers Row, um, and we have played a few times with the Borsto Boys. And Rocky reached out and asked if I'd be interested in doing this. Um, and I'm a North Sider. I've been in the North Side of Pittsburgh for um, 17 years now, and the music venues are our neighbors, and I spent a lot of time in each. So, of course, even without having my band to hide behind, of course, I would do it. Yeah.
All right. I was actually asked by Anthony Lamond. Is that how his last name is pronounced? I hope Lamond. I'm
There's
so
an E on
sorry.
the end.
I knew I was gonna do it. Anthony Lamondi. And he asked me to be a part of the singer songwriter night, and it has and that was a benefit for our local venues, and that was definitely incentive enough for me to join in, because we definitely need to help them out as much as we can right now. So that was definitely a very, very big reason for me, number one reason for me. And it's also been a very, very long time since I have performed. So I was like, I will snatch that up any opportunity I can get. I was like, would be so glad to come and sing with you guys. I'm so excited to be around live music. I'm so excited to sing some originals and just really support each other. So that was it.
I heard about it through Bob McCutcheon and through Rocky, and I know that they've been working really hard on the season one production. Just trying to support some of these venues that are struggling so hard with the pandemic. And when I heard they were having a singer songwriter night, it was just it was kind of a no brainer. So. It's very nice.
Awesome.
I did play with Richard Utah Burgess for a while. Yeah, we were working together. He and my father and I, and yeah, to pass the time, we would do whatever we could on the you know vocals, guitar. We'd play out and play together. Yeah, I
Sorry.
think at that time we called ourselves One Gig Big.
Yes. I think you might have been in my living room.
Oh, well, that's cool.
I definitely have One Gig Big music in my archives for the Pennsylvania Rock Show. I
Oh
think
boy.
I think you played here. I'm almost positive.
Okay. All right. I believe you.
Now that I think about it. All right, so now that we got the easy part out of the way, I'm going to throw some questions at you that I usually ask on the Pennsylvania Rock Show, and they are not your normal type of questions. So I think we'll start with Bradley, and then we'll go Aubrey and Leah this time. If, and this isn't a big stretch, let's say that there is an apocalyptic event that happens, and it wipes out like 95% of the human population. And it takes out all but one song for every musician. Which one of your one songs should survive and help that 5% repopulate the earth? And read into that however you would like.
So the premise of your question is that one of my songs will contribute to the repopulation of the earth.
Correct.
Okay. Let's see. If it's an original, it's probably going to be Poor, Blind, and Slightly Out of Tune. And which started out as kind of a comedic song. It was meant to be more fun than anything else, but I suppose if I had to pick one original, I guess that would be it.
Okay. Aubrey, how about you?
All right. I guess if I had to pick one of my originals, I have 4 or 5 out there right now, so like not a giant selection, so that's good for me. I can narrow it down very easy. I think that I would probably choose the first song that I ever wrote and published called Memory. So I would be kind of contributing to like I guess memory of like heartbreak and sadness and stuff, because the song is about actually losing my first love, not like losing, but like being broken up with basically. But the song is definitely more dramatic than that. Because it felt a little bit more dramatic, especially because I was 16. So I think that would be a good song to choose since it is so emotional. It's a little bit on the sad side, but I think that's the song I'd choose.
Okay. Leah.
Ooh. Okay. I thinking about my original. So I play with a band called Brewers Row, and my brother Nicholas Hohman is really the front man. I feel like his songs are probably more geared toward this scenario. Mine are a little more sad and nostalgic. But a Brewers Row original maybe would be Underdog.
The name
seems appropriate. Yes.
Any specific reason other than you just wanted to throw your brother under the bus?
Well, no, I think it's about the trials of an underdog, and I guess if we're coming back from something, that might as well be the one.
So Rocky was messaging me and saying he couldn't hear me; he could hear all of you. And now he's not answering me to let me know if he can hear me. So give me 1 second. I want to verify that I can be heard. Okay, I can be heard. Now he said it's fixed. All right. Next off the wall question. If you could go back in time to any point in history and follow around any musician just to take in their history and to learn from it, who would you want to follow around? And let's start with Aubrey this time.
This is hard. Okay, so I probably take it back to the 50s, 60s era, I'm pretty sure. A lot of what I sing and a lot of what I write is influenced by Motown. So I'd probably pick Etta James to follow around, find out her history, and really see what it was like for her as a Black woman during those times. And just learn about her writing process and what feelings really just go into songs like I'd Rather Go Blind, and yes, that's probably who I'd choose.
Leah.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of with Aubrey on this one. I feel like Motown, the Supremes, or even Lucius today, some group who they were big on vocals and harmony, and that I could learn a little bit in the movement side, I guess. Yeah.
Sorry, my daughter's trying to talk to me while the mic is on. If it could go wrong today, it has so far. Bradley.
Same question.
Yep.
It would be a coin flip between Johnny Cash and Jim Croce. Probably Jim Croce.
Why him specifically?
Because he was able to take kind of his life experiences and create them, put them into song. And I started out life as kind of a short story writer, and so I've always admired people who can take their own experiences and turn them into talking stories in song format. So yeah, it would definitely be Jim Croce.
Anybody want to volunteer for this next question? Because it's going to be much worse. No volunteers.
No.
Nope, pick one.
I don't think Leah's going first yet, right?
No.
It's not. Oh, maybe it is. So this is a recent question that I came up with. I was watching a documentary on Robert Johnson, the blues guitarist. And my question is, if you walked into the crossroads and you were waiting for the devil to arrive so that you could sell your soul for something, why would you be waiting for him? What are you going to sell your soul to the devil for? And Aubrey's facial expression is perfect.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is a hard one. I don't know. What am I going to sell my soul? My gosh, I don't know. Killer dance moves. I don't know. I have to think about it. Can I pass? Can I pass it on?
Do you have an answer, Aubrey?
Yeah, I think so. It's okay. I don't want to make it too deep, but just thinking about it, I think I'm making it too deep. But I don't think I would sell my soul for fortune or fame or to be as famous as Ariana or as rich as Bill Gates or something like that. I think that I would probably sell my soul to be as kind, and I know this sounds so stupid, I'm so sorry, as kind and as good of a person as I can be, because I think in the end that will take you farther than anything. I know that sounds so cheesy, but I genuinely think so.
The majority of the answers that I've gotten, and a few times I've asked this, have actually gone in that direction.
Really?
Yep.
That makes me happy.
That, or they would want more time with loved ones.
Yes.
One person told me that he absolutely would not sell his soul. So I've gotten interesting questions or answers to that one so far. Bradley, you want to take a shot at it?
Well, unfortunately, I disappoint you. My soul's already been given to Christ back in 1997, so I don't have anything to say.
I like that answer too. For the record, I teach at a Catholic school, so I don't know how that question will go over, but
Too late.
Correct. Leah, did you come up with something, or are we just going to pass
Oh
on
my
it?
gosh.
We can pass on it.
Yeah, I would have a really hard time selling my soul. I'm doing all right, I think, without it, right?
Without selling
Without selling
it,
my
right?
soul, right? Not without my soul, without selling. Yeah, that's a hard question for me.
All right, well, let's stick with the documentaries. If you could play any musician in a documentary, who would you want to play? See, Aubrey, this is my way of finding out your influences.
Okay. Yeah. Smart. Yes. I know.
Good.
Okay. There's already a documentary about her. It's literally called Amy, but she is one of my very, very big influences. And I used to listen to her, the Back to Black album while we cleaned the house. I could probably sing that whole record from top to bottom in order. And I think that her life is very tragic and interesting. And she was just so talented in such a special way. It would be an honor.
Leah, do you have one? I'm reading facial expressions. I can't tell.
Yeah. I mean, I could think of a few. Maybe Emmylou Harris or Lucinda Williams, Bonnie Raitt, any of those. Maybe in that order.
Bradley?
I think I would have to go. I would have to go with John Prine.
If this is not my question, this is there's a band called the Shadow Event, and their lead singer's name is Christina Santavica, and she came up with this question, and I always lead with that because then you can blame her. The question is, if they were going to put you in a cartoon series that currently exists, which cartoon would you be in?
I think I know. I think I'd be in SpongeBob.
Hey, why SpongeBob?
Because I love SpongeBob and I would love to be SpongeBob's friend. So I'd be like Sandy. I'd have like a little suit too. I live in a dome.
I feel like you've thought about this.
Maybe I have. Maybe I have. My boyfriend likes to say I would be SpongeBob if I was a cartoon character. So there it is.
How about you, Leah?
What comes to mind is something that my kids have been watching regularly called Kipo in the Age of Wonder Beasts, I think. Is anybody familiar?
Hey, there's Mark.
Hey.
I didn't see him there earlier. Sorry about that, Mark. And we lost Bradley.
Oh no.
Mark, can you hear us? We can't hear you.
That's because I was muted.
There
How's
you
that?
go.
Okay. Hey, I don't want to be here at the expense of Bradley.
No, that's not what happened. Give me 1 second. I'll get Bradley
Okay.
back on. He lost his connection. And there we go. And
There we go.
Now I need to adjust my screen a little bit, so give me just a moment.
And then it disappeared.
There he is.
There you are.
Okay, so Bradley, Mark just joined us. He was there. I didn't realize it.
I was there the whole time.
So should we go back and let Mark answer those other questions?
Oh, no, thank you very much.
Make them answer them all.
He said, I'm good.
One by
He
one.
said, that's okay.
Let's do one that helps to get to know each of you. Not quite on the level that we've been doing. And we'll start with Mark. Mark, how did you get started with music? Like, at what point did you know that this is what you wanted to do?
Oh, those are two different questions.
Okay.
I got started with music with my dad. He was when he sang in the choir in church, but more than that, he was a barber shopper. He sang barbershop music his whole life. Sang in a chorus, sang in quartets, and then directed the chorus in the North Hills here for years. So I had, by the time I was in high school or so, I had barbershop music up to here. However, in the long run, it served me very well. It gave me a real appreciation for harmony, and that's a big part of what we did in Brewers Row, and it's a big part of the music that I share with my children.
Bradley, you want to tackle that one?
My entire family was musical. My dad was a pretty accomplished pianist. My mom was a singer. I was been around musicians my whole life. I started into music when I was 19. I bought my first guitar in a little rural music store in West Virginia, and I started because I was given a couple of albums. I was given of all things, a Pete Seeger album and a couple of Bob Dylan albums, the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan and Another Side of Bob Dylan. And I was given Jim Croce, I Got a Name. And I don't know, there was something about those particular albums that just kind of grabbed me and drew me towards folk music and bluegrass and guitar playing and eventually songwriting.
Aubrey.
All right. So my whole life, my dad has been in bands and all that. So I definitely been surrounded by music since I was very young. Me and my sister would like write little songs with him and stuff. And I've always just loved to sing and haven't really known why. I just always, loved it. In the 6th grade, I got my first solo and chorus, and I was so stoked. And I was like, I want to have this feeling ever. So after that, I did charities, local charities like Jamie's Dream Team. When I got a little bit older, I started singing at the Keynote Cafe, which is a very, very important place that's unfortunately closed now, but it's a very, very important place to my growth and a lot of young local musicians' growth. And yes, I listened to Adele, I listened to Christina Aguilera, I listened to Amy Winehouse, and I listened to Motown, I listened to Aretha, I listened to Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, and it just mixed all together, and here I am.
How about you, Leah?
Yeah, I think similarly, I was surrounded by it growing up. My dad, obviously, who had been influenced by his dad, was a big influence on me and my siblings, and enough so that one of those siblings and I got together with him to form a band later on. I took classical piano when I was a kid and through until college. And yeah, it was just always a release. It was, whether I was listening to it or playing it, it felt like a part of me.
Sticking with the non-PA Rock Show questions for a little bit more. Who would you say has supported you the most as a musician? I feel like Leah and Mark are probably going to have similar answers here. I could be wrong, but Leah, we'll let you answer first so that he has to say the obviously stuff.
You better say mom.
Because she's in the next room.
Yeah, because she's come to all our shows. I mean, there's support that comes in different ways. My family, my husband, to make sure that all the technology stuff is okay for me, like tonight, and who, watches these kids while I'm playing gigs. He supports me in that way. My brother and my father and my sister and my other brother and my mother, they always cheered me on. Even when it felt like it wasn't going so well, there was, my father has always seemed like a huge fan, and so it felt real, and I was never lacking in support.
Mark?
Well, that was always easy. I mean, it was easy to support Leah and her brother and her brothers and her sister, just because it was because I got to do through them. I got to do stuff that I always wanted to do. I mean, I've lived vicariously through my children for all their lives, and they're just they're better at doing the things that I wanted to be good at. Leah just sings like a bird and has so much heart, and Nicholas is fearless. He's the only one of us who, I mean, he's the one who got up on stage all by himself and did this stuff. We're not naturally inclined, I think, to do that sort of thing. And the other kids too. So they did stuff, and I very much rode their coattails. So, what can I say?
I'm gonna use that coattail thing in a moment as a segue.
Sure.
Aubrey.
Yes. So I definitely had my parents' support for a very long time. They were my number one supporters, and they helped me with a lot when it came to social media, to getting my music out there. To my dad performed on stage with me for a very long time, and it was a great time, and I was very lucky. I am very lucky to have that. And yeah, so I had that, and then I feel like over the years, like I have like adopted family too. You know how that goes. Like you have the regulars at the shows where you're like, oh, hey, Barb, Bill, Alan, like all those people, like how you guys doing? How's your family? Like I love you guys so much. That type of thing, I'm really lucky to have as well. My boyfriend, his family, I'm very blessed with lots of support.
Bradley?
Oh, for me, without a doubt, it's Bob McCutcheon. He kind of dusted an old songwriter off and put him back up on the shelf. And yeah, it's definitely Bob McCutcheon. I was close to kind of throwing in the towel a couple of years ago, and I was getting ready to hand over basically all my original music to a publisher, and just kind of, give it up. And he kind of stepped in and revived me. So he's the reason I'm here, and he's the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. So yeah, he's my Clyde Davis.
For anyone who's not familiar with Bob, Bob is the owner of the Vault recording studio and record label, and the Ryan McCutcheon Rhythm 19 Fund is in honor of his son. He donated the use of the studio for the SOS 2020 or 2020 song that kicked all of this off. So he's pretty big in the local scene. But just in case, go to his website, thevaultrecording.com, and learn more about everybody that's there, including Rocky, Anthony Lamondi, who works there as, I believe, a producer, correct?
Right.
Yeah. So I mentioned I was going to use that word coattail as a segue. So another question that I ask a lot, and it's become kind of like a running joke, is that the question, I'm going to tell you the question, then I'm going to explain it, and then I'll let you answer. The question is, who's your Dave Grohl? And the reason coattail is the perfect segue is Dave Grohl's drummer, Taylor Hawkins, has his own band that's called Taylor Hawkins and the Coattail Riders. I'm assuming he's saying he's riding Dave's coattail. But the question, who is your Dave Grohl? The Foo Fighters are known for bringing people up on stage that are out in the crowd holding up the sign saying they want to come up and perform a song with them. So my question really is, if you were at a show, who would you want to go up on stage with and perform with? Aubrey, your facial expressions are great. I didn't used to do video, and I love doing it now because I can see the reactions. Bradley, you want to start this one?
A year ago, I would have said John Prine. We've lost him, in the last year. So,
you can still say John Prine.
I agree.
John Prine.
How about you, Mark?
Along the same lines, so Glenn Pavone. Glenn Pavone was a friend and was just the most amazing person and musician, and I don't know. That's my answer. That's
Leah.
Oh dear. Here we go again. Maybe going back to Lucius or I don't know. Dua Lipa, that could be fun. I'll stand with those. I'll stand with those too. I'm sure after this is over, some more will pop into my head.
How about you, Aubrey? Who would you want to go up on stage with and perform?
All right. So there's already a delusion in my head about this. it's been there for a while, and it's probably not what you'd expect from me, especially since like I just sing rhythm and blues, like pop stuff. But I would just thinking about it makes me smile so hard. I would probably want to sing on stage with Jack White because he's just so electric on stage. I have seen him live, and I just love all his music, and he does every single genre. I just think he is so cool. I just want to be that person he brings up on stage one day, and I just would absolutely adore that. So yeah, Jack White.
This question is based on I used to teach social studies, and I don't anymore, which I'm really happy. But I was flipping through the book, and there was a picture in the social studies book that looked exactly like my college roommate, and like exactly like him. Like I took a picture of it with my cell phone and sent it to him. But if I was flipping through a social studies book and I found each one of you in there, why would you be in that book? See, now we're back to the PA Rock Show stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a moment to think about it. While they were thinking, don't forget to go to sos2020pgh.org/concerts, where you can pick up your $10 subscription for season 1, season 2, and the music videos on demand. $10 for 8 concerts, live streaming concerts, 4 of them live, 4 of them Memorex, for those of you that remember those commercials. And then there's like over 50, I think closer to 70 videos from local bands that are available for you to watch on demand. And that's about all the time I can kill. Anybody want to volunteer for this one? No. I've gotten a lot of interesting answers to this one. Aubrey.
Okay. Oh, go down in history for something?
And it could be anything. It doesn't even have to be music.
Okay. That's hard because music is literally the only thing I'm good at. Like that is my only personality trait, is that I can sort of sing. Oh my. I guess if I go out down in history for something, I guess it would be like only being good at one thing. I don't know. I'm kidding, sort of. I guess for like, okay, so this is sort of like, okay, say it's the future, and human beings can have logged hours for things that they do. I would go down in history for having the most amount of logged hours of singing. I don't know. That's nerdy. I hate it. I'm sorry.
It's a better answer than I had.
It's a tough question.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Now I'm afraid because everyone reacted like that, and I had to pick somebody. I feel like I'm in a classroom. Eyes got averted, hands didn't go up. Mark, do you have an answer?
I would be happy to go down in history as the father of somebody amazing.
I think that might be the perfect answer.
In this context, I think so. And it could be any one of my children.
Well, it won't be me after you hear how I go down.
Oh, well, then let's go there now. Good, Leah.
The only thing that pops into my head is I said I lived in the north side, and I ride a bucket bike around. It's a blue bike with a big bucket, and at one time I could carry all 4 of my kids, but they're growing and getting heavier. So now that they're riding their own bikes, there's room in there, and I feel like maybe I could be like the lady who rides her bucket bike around and picks up trash on the street, cleans the street.
That's admirable.
And I would be the father of that person.
Yes.
Okay, Bradley.
Like
why are you in the history books?
I can't top that. I would either be there because I'm either the only Irishman alive that doesn't know an Irish tune, or I'm the oldest person ever signed to a record label in history. One or the other.
All right, let's see how I can stump you next.
Oh my.
I think I might need to change the name of the show. Actually, let's go this route. What can the people that are watching us right now expect to hear and see from you tomorrow? Aubrey, you want to start? You react like
Sure.
I can tell when you don't want to answer, and I can tell when you're ready.
Sorry, I keep adjusting this. Okay. You can expect to hear a brand new, unreleased song, freshly written, called Smoke and Mirrors. I'm really super excited to perform that, and it's got some poppy sort of funk vibes to it. So yes, that, and also I'll just be literal with this one. A mashup of Tennessee Whiskey and I'd Rather Go Blind. I'm excited.
How about you, Bradley? What are they going to see and hear from you tomorrow?
I think since I'm going to be solo, I think I'm going to play a couple pieces from my first album, and then I think if I can get a third song in, I'll probably perform a coffee house version of My Name Is Neville, which is a song about a Vietnam vet.
Mark?
Well, you'll hear me accompanying my daughter, so maybe you're better
Asking her.
Asking her, yes.
Hey, Leah.
I think you make me sound much better, so maybe you should tell them what we hear. We're going to do 3 songs, I hope. 3 songs that I wrote that are sort of my contributions to our band Brewers Row. And I think, for us, unless we're in the living room, it's rare to hear us stripped down so far to just me and Dad.
It'll be like the talent show when you were in high school.
Yeah. Yes, it'll be something like that. Maybe a little better.
Maybe a little
we've
better.
Grown a little. I'm excited because it's been a while since we've gotten to do something like this as a band. I'm excited because it's been a long while since I've gotten to kind of slow these songs down to just piano, guitar, and vocal. So it'd be nice.
Now, this one is a little more individualized. Aubrey, you were on a reality show, right?
Yes, I was on American Idol in 2018. I made it to the top 70 of 300,000 applicants that year. So I made it to the very end of Hollywood Week, and it still feels like a fever dream. Still feels like it didn't happen, but wow, it did. Yes, it was awesome.
And another local, Mia Zanotti, that was on The Voice. I could actually probably throw a rock from where I'm sitting and hit her family's houses.
Yes.
But anybody else have a cool story like that? Anything that no? They're all out.
Did we tell you about my high school talent show?
That's pretty cool to me.
What did we play, Dad? What did we play?
We played Every Little Thing, right? Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic.
Yeah.
Police song.
That's impressive. I can't remember what I did yesterday.
Our take.
So this season, only week 4, am I familiar with the people, really familiar with the people that are being showcased. So when I was doing research for the website and for here, I was coming across people and I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, I had no, like, my website Build the Scene is about supporting the Pittsburgh music scene. But when I delved into these other genres that I don't usually deal with, I was even more impressed with the area. And I feel like Pittsburgh as a whole doesn't get the eyes and the ears that it should. And I just want to, from me to you, tell you that you guys are doing a great job and to keep it up.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Now I'm going to throw another hard question at you. If you could sit on that bench that everyone talks about, that you go and sit and talk to somebody for an hour, and I'm going to kind of put a caveat on it, 2 of them actually. You are only allowed to pick a musician, and you're only allowed to ask one question. Who would you want to sit with, and what one question would you ask them? And it can be anyone in the history of the world that was a musician. Except for the devil, we eliminated him already. And I'll give you some time to think again and do another SOS 2020 PGH.org/concerts to get the tickets. They are $10. They will enable you to watch season 1 and season 2, which starts tomorrow at 7 p.m. You go to the same address to get the links to watch the live streams. It also gets you music videos on demand, and season 1 is also on demand. And real quick, I'll mention sponsors. I think I have them all on the screen. Leah, Aubrey, Mark, and Bradley can't see them, but those of you that are on Facebook can. We have the Next Door Cafe, Shady Lady Studio, the Grassroots Homegrown Rock Show, Second Scene, 10 Band Productions, Flying Scooter, Alexis Art and Design, In Stuff Music, The Vault, Ryan McCutcheon, Rhythm 19 Fund, Build the Scene, Endeavor After, and I hope I didn't miss anybody. Hey, did I buy you enough time?
I think so.
I feel like I'm picking on you guys. Mark, do you want to go first on this one? Who would you sit with and what would you ask?
I have a person. I don't have a question though yet. I don't know what I would ask, but right away, John Lennon would be my person. And I can't. I keep everything I think of. It comes across like Chris Farley when he interviewed Paul McCartney. I can't think of anything intelligent to ask. I would just like to know something.
I mean, you guys have been talking to me for about an hour now. I really haven't asked anything intelligent.
I would say, remember when you were in Ed Sullivan? That was cool.
You know, that actually is a huge point in music history for the U.S. and it was a British band.
I have the guitar that I play with Brewers Row is a Gretsch 6122, and I bought it because that night when I saw them in February of 1964, maybe, and George Harrison had a Country Gentleman, and I said, I want a guitar like that. So,
see, it influenced you.
yeah, oh, it did. I just don't know what question to ask.
How about, let's go with Bradley.
If I could sit on a bench with one person, it would probably I'd want to spend that time with Johnny Cash, and I'd ask him, how do you write when there's nothing there? That's what I'd ask him.
I wish I could answer that. Leah.
Ooh. I agree that the question to ask is the hard part. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'd want to sit with David Bowie and talk about Labyrinth. I don't know. I don't know what I'd ask. What everything boils down to, I guess. Because with him, I think there's a lot of show. He was so talented. There's a lot of show, but what does it all? What's underneath it all? Maybe.
Aubrey?
All right. Okay. Oh my God, I'm blanking. Okay, no. I'm back. So I would probably, I would choose Billie Eilish, and the reason being is, well, I had no clue that she was as young as she was whenever she got famous. And that's definitely a very obscure topic to me, is like fame. And I think I would ask her, basically, if you had the option, would you take all the fame away and just really relish in the love of music again? Or would you keep it all? And does it not bother you? I don't know. That was not very well structured, but that's what I would ask her.
So I'm going to tell you guys a quick story that kind of goes along these lines. Late 90s, I went to a book signing for Gene Simmons, and I had this plan on what I was going to talk to him about, which is similar to the question I asked you. And what really happened was he saw my digital camera and made me tell him how it worked.
That's cool.
So, yeah, it was nothing like I expected. You hear things about him, and I had a regular conversation with him that day, and not what I was expecting. All right, so
better.
I'm going to ask you guys two more questions. I'm going to tell you the last one ahead of time so you can think a little bit. The last one is probably going to be the hardest one.
I'm not sure about that.
My Alexa just went off. It tried to answer the question.
We all have the feeling.
It is. I'm going to ask you to just take a moment and talk to any venue owners that might be listening and let them know anything that you want them to know about the current situation. So that one's going to take a little bit of thought. So I'll give you a little bit of time on that. And I'll take it easy on you on the other question so you can think about that one. How can the viewers and listeners find you guys online? Where is the best place for them to look? So, Leah, how about I'll let you answer for Brewers Row?
Sure. We have a website, brewersrow.com.
It's back up.
It's back up. Thanks to you. And Facebook is a fine way too. Is that about it? Did I cover it?
That's about it.
I think Bradley's is bradleyscottmalone.com, if I remember.
Yeah.
And his name is right there on the screen, so you can't mess that one up. Where else could they find you?
They can find my music on Pandora, Spotify, Apple Music. You can also find me on the Vault Records website, as well as Reverb Nation.
And Aubrey?
All right. Well, you can find me on TikTok. That handle is Aubrey Burchell, so that's pretty easy. Just no spaces in between. You can find me on Instagram as Obsings. That's AUBZSINDZ. Please don't judge me. I made that username when I was 15 years old. I am on Facebook as my name as well. And you can stream my music on all streaming platforms, including all that was named by Bradley. So yeah, that's where to find me.
Okay, so on to that really hard question at the end. What would you like to tell the venue owners? Is that facial expression again, Aubrey?
I can't help it, okay? Impressive.
Bradley, you want to start that one? I know I've called on you first a couple times.
I would tell them 2021 is going to end a lot different than 2020 did. There's a lot of pent-up demand for live music. And as soon as I think this vaccine is going to be pretty widely distributed here come maybe mid-May, vast majority of people are going to be, by midsummer are going to be vaccinated. And I think there's going to be an enormous demand for live music. So I think people are going to be in a very generous mood when they come out, and appreciative of the venues that have stuck it out. And we're certainly grateful for them.
How about you, Mark?
I was hoping you would call me before Leah, so I could say it first. I would tell Ronnie Esser, aka Uncle Moondog, that everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be all right.
They did a tremendous fundraiser for him. I watched most of day one and part of the other 2 days, and you could see what was coming in on GoFundMe, and I'm sure there was more that came in too. I was excited to see Pittsburgh stand up and take on that challenge.
He deserves it.
Well, let's go with Leah.
Yeah, I can add on to that by saying that I'm so appreciative and so impressed with the creativity of these venues and the way they've hung in there. I'm willing to help in any way I can. I'm really eager to see them back up and running, and people enjoying them the way that they did. They are friends and neighbors and uncles, and I'm here and ready to support, and I'm so glad that a good many of them are hanging in there, and that people are pulling together to help.
And how about you, Aubrey?
All right. Definitely branching off of what Bradley said. There's definitely going to be a very, very big influx of people coming back to just for the sake of craving entertainment as well. to really replenish what has been lost during this pandemic. And that in the end, everything is going to be all right. And I know that there are so many families, not even just at local venues, like the Lamp in my hometown. There are so many families and people that have been affected by this. But service workers at bars and wineries that I have had sang for have been greatly affected, and bills need paid. I admire their strength, and I want to thank all the venues that I have been blessed to perform at over the years. I want to thank them for investing in us musicians and supporting us, and we are so excited to be back to support them as best we can. Thank you to everyone.
So I was trying, I know there's a way to share my screen. I wanted to share all the names of the performers for tomorrow. I'm going to attempt to do this. Just bear with me for a moment. I think the video just went wonky. So if you're watching the video, just hang out for a moment. And now you're going to see part of the website appear. And 1 second here. Oh, nope, that is what I wanted. Let me go back. All right, so tomorrow is obviously Leah, Mark, Bradley, and Aubrey, but also Scott Blasey, Bill Toms, Danny. I know his name, and I'm going to mess it up. I don't want to mess up his name. I interviewed him. Danny. He plays in the House Rockers. There, I'm not going to say his last name. Danny from the House Rockers.
There you
go. Brian Genovese. Wow, I'm just having one of those days. Brian Anybody know how to say his last name? VC? Genovese, thank you. And Utah, who we mentioned earlier from Noble Hops. I really butchered that. I apologize to all of you. I tried. Being someone with a hard last name. My last name is Damiano, by the way. I have a meme that I keep handy all the time that says my last name has been mispronounced so many times I'm not even sure if I'm saying it correctly. So I get it, and I apologize. So good luck to all of you tomorrow. I will be watching from my living room. And for those of you that are tuned in and still haven't made your ticket purchase, go to sos2020pgh.org/concerts. $10 to get you this season, which starts tomorrow night at 6 p.m. And it'll be tomorrow and the 3 Thursdays after that. We have singer-songwriter night, you have a jazz night, a blues night, and then we end things with metal night. And last season we had bands that were involved in the making of the song, so we just kind of expanded upon it, and like I said, we brought in some genres that I wasn't familiar with, so I'm so happy to do the research and learn more about it. With that being said, everybody make sure that you don't miss it. It is 6 p.m. tomorrow, 6 p.m. next Thursday, 6 p.m. the following Thursday, and 6 p.m. April 29th. My name is Bill. This has been SOS PGH Season 2, Week 1. For more information, once again, SOS2020pgh.org. I want to thank all you guys for hanging out with me and dealing with my annoying questions. And for those of you that are tuning in tomorrow, I will be in the chat room. Say hi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks very much.
You're welcome. Hang out for just a moment, Everybody else, I will see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. with artists that will be performing the following day.